be making money in 60 days?
Who?
Google. So,
One.
let me break this down for y'all, because this is an interesting fucking topic. So, 2 years ago, Sonos filed a patent infringement against Google for stealing their wireless speaker technology. And their wireless speaker technology is like, oh, I do have one.
Everywhere.
Pretty much like this. It's a regular Google Nest. So Sonos, for those who don't know what Sonos is, it's a home speaker system where you buy a little hub that's like $100, and you can wirelessly connect as many of these speakers. They're bigger, like way bigger and way better than this little shit. You can put those wherever you want around the house, and music will play out of them across the network.
Even on the floor.
Even on the floor. Yeah, like that one. It'll just play music, right? All you got to do is plug it in. Well, Sonos and Google actually partnered together for a few years between 2012 and 2016 over development of just a couple of things, as well as, you know, being able to log in to your Sonos account using just the Google network for login, right? Kind of like you go to a website, sign in with your Facebook login information, same thing. Well, in 2016, when the partnership was up, Google started releasing the Google Homes. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. Remember when they gave one away for free?
Spotify.
Through Spotify?
Free listening device.
Yeah, pretty much. $50 little fucking thing. And now that they have all these products, well, Sonos and a trade court ruled that Google did infringe on the technology, and Sonos and the trade court said that Google will not be allowed to sell these products in the United States. They're not allowed to import them in from China. And Sonos is going as far as to say, you know what? How about you don't allow any of these following products to be even imported in? And the products are the Google Home smart speakers, like the one I threw onto the floor, Pixel phones and computers, and the Chromecast streaming video devices.
It's like their bread and butter right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's almost every device that Google releases. And the idea is that they all wirelessly communicate in the exact same way that the Sonos speakers do, which Sonos isn't happy about. Neither is the court.
But Google's been able to get away with stuff like this, like Google and Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazon's notorious for carrying a product until they can copy it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know yet if Google will put in the effort to change the technology and file a new patent, or, and this is the more likelihood, just kill off the projects. Just be like, you know what? You guys liked your Pixel phones? Those are the last ones. We're not making anymore. We're not making any more Google Homes.
I mean, but really, what is he going to do? Just keep more shit out of the landfill? Because who uses Google products like that anyway?
Oh, no. Or, you know, they'll pull a Facebook and just push forward with everything they're doing and say, no fucks given. Woo.
Probably.
We'll deal with the fine,
so.
the heavy fines.
I don't think they'll be able to put up with the heavy fines. They're not allowed to sell those at all. As to what the fines would be, I'm not entirely certain, and they can't just blow off Sonos. This is
Their technology. Like,
yeah.
Their intellectual property.
Yeah. It's a trade patent. If anyone else does to sell it, they're gonna, I don't know.
Yeah,
I wonder how Amazon. Yeah, I wonder what Amazon uses for like their hold on, let me turn it.
The Echo Dots.
For their Alexas.
They probably have their own technology developed as to how they communicate with each other, because that was the real issue there. It's how these Google products are communicating with each other. That's a specific patent that Google is infringing on. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past Google to just throw them all away. They've thrown over 150 different projects in the trash can. Like, there's a website dedicated to it. They've been doing it since the 80s.
Google Plus, where it was the circles or Google Circle.
That was, yeah.
I remember when that social media came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there's been a lot more projects, though, in the trash than that actually have kicked off.
Yeah.
I-
Absolutely.
I think the fact that if Google's name wasn't so easy, like, oh, Google that, right? As soon as we, as a group of people, stop using the term Google that, I think Google will die off.
I don't think Google will ever die off, to be completely honest. I
Really?
don't know. Yeah, no. I think they're here to stay. Meta's going to have a hard time. Mhm.
But, like, I mean, do you use Google on a daily basis?
Mm-hmm. I do. I haven't. I started switching all of my emails over to my Outlook, but it's still a process. And I mean, and the Android environment is based off of Google services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we're never getting rid of it. Kind of like Apple.
Well,
That's
yeah,
ingrained into our
but-
society now.
I mean, yeah. I never say never, right, Yahoo?
Mhm.
or Blockbuster.
Ask Jeeves.
But
Facebook.
like, I'm not
Oh, not
saying,
Facebook.
yeah.
MySpace. There you go.
I don't
Cha-cha.
think Google would die. I should say, but I don't think they would like die completely. But I think Google will reside to like a Yahoo standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's there, you can use it, but it's not going to be the go-to because people are going to start moving forward to, eventually the technology is going to become where you can have your own email server in your house, right?
You can already
It's
do that.
little-
Yeah.
Doesn't say like it's already out there. It's still a little pricey, but the day that the $50 email server that all you got to do is plug it in like a Wi-Fi router, and then you can log in and set it up. The day we have that, why do you need Google anymore?
That's true. I mean, everything is open source now. I use multiple open source projects: VoiceMod, OBS Studios. I use a ton of them for work that I can't mention.
There's a lot of different options out there,
Mhm.
for sure. I think Ethan's right. You just have to like try to branch out a little bit more. Maybe I'll use DuckDuckGo and try out a different browser. You gotta break your own habits. Sorry, I'm dying.
I feel like DuckDuckGo gives the same quality of answers Google does.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't have like the 6 to 7 ads before the first answer like Google does.
Well, you know what? I've been using DuckDuckGo since I want to say like August of this past year. I barely even noticed a change. Like DuckDuckGo
Yeah.
has been my primary search engine.
But
It's
that's
been
what I'm
nice.
talking about right there, you know? So like, me personally, I use Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Hate
I
Google
use
Maps.
something alternatively for everything else.
Sorry, I can't open apps on this device.
Yeah, you can't open apps on that device. Why are you trying to open apps? But also, I like Google Maps. I didn't like Apple Maps.
Well, also, Google Maps bought out Waze, so.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy times and weather, crazy all over the world. I hope we don't have another snow apocalypse this year.
I'm waiting for it. I want my snow days. What are you talking about?
Coming.
If we have another snowpocalypse and we don't have a generator yet, can we crash at y'all's place?
I don't think
Maybe.
we'll find wood in time.
I don't think so either. Maybe, please.
Well, that wraps up another great episode, and don't forget to join our amazing and supportive community on Discord.
In our Discord, you can find game nights, watch parties, food pics, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. What's not to love about that? We have a little something for everyone. Head over to our website, officialmillennials.com, and you'll find more info, especially our featured Gamer of the Week.
Speaking of something for everyone, we have a book club. We read a book almost every month and talk through it together. We also have a special perk for our subs to discuss other books in a series called Chapter 2.
Don't forget to swing by YouTube and drop us a follow at Official Millennials. You can also find us on Twitter at MillsOfficial. We appreciate all the support, and y'all have a good one.
This is an official Millennials production.